Sprinkle it, pat it, flip it, and repeat. Oh, hi, I've missed you. How are you? I've got so many cozy stories to catch up with you on. Come on, let's get started. Hello, welcome to a more low vibrational cooking video. And why I say that is because this is a meal that I made differently already for a cooking video. But when I was shopping at Aldi yesterday, I came across a Tyson ready for slow cooker pork roast with veggies, an entire pack. Guess how much this was? This was $9. $9. The roast, it's like the size of my hand. It's a good portion. Now, when I made pot roast for Thanksgiving, it was a bigger piece. Obviously, I paid $30 for the cut of meat alone. But a pack like this for $9, I couldn't pass it up. So that's why I say it's a low vibrational cooking video here. We're going to make this entire pack. Okay. We're going to do the roast, and then we're also going to make it with some rice. We've already got our vegetable. We've got our protein meat. I'm going to make the grain, some rice. I don't know how I'm going to make the rice yet. I still haven't decided, but that's what this will be paired with. So I'm putting this in the crock pot. Probably going to cook it for, I don't know, maybe 6 hours. It's like 11 now. So this is going to be kind of like a later, afternoon, evening meal. So I'm going to go ahead and prep this, start prepping, show you a little bit of the process, and we're going to get started now. Anyway, so I'm going to get this started, and yeah. Anyway, I'm going to hurry up and get this started because I'm already hungry thinking about it, but I'm not going to eat it for another 6 hours. Ugh. So right off the bat, this is what it looks like inside. So you've got your big cut of meat. So right off the bat, this is what it looks like inside. So you've got a nice chunk of meat here. This is only, I would say, for 2 people. You've got your veggies, you've got some red potatoes, some baby carrots, some celery pieces, and an onion right there. It also comes with some pot roast seasoning, but I'm actually not going to use the pot roast seasoning. I'm going to use my own seasoning for this. So I'll probably, save this, put it on the side, and maybe distribute it in something else in the future. But for this meal, I'm specifically going to use my own ingredients. The pack comes with this big tray, so I'm going to make use of this tray. So you've got your big slab of meat here. We're just going to go right in. I already took the liberty of washing it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stab it. Now I'm just going to stab it all over the place, just so when I start kind of basting it with my seasonings, my olive oils, my onion powders, my mushroom powders, all of the fixins can go right inside. Another thing I like to do is when I do one side, flip it over, stab the other. And you can see it has a nice piece of fat here that's also going to add additional flavor. Now that we've done that, now I'm going to go in with my olive oil. Just going to sprinkle that. Rub it in right on top. Nope, don't go anywhere. Flip that bad boy over and do this side. Oh, so good. So, well, I've got it here. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. Oh, hold on. Let me dry my hands. All right. Now I'm going to go in with my, everything mushroom seasoning. Can you see it? You can see it. it doesn't autofocus, and my hands are kind of wet right now for me to do it on my own. So we are just going to deal. So I'm just going to pat that in, flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Now, with the everything seasoning, it really does have everything. I mean, honestly, the ingredients in here, we've got dehydrated mushrooms, garlic, tomato, onion, parsley, sesame seed. It's already got salt and natural flavors in there. So, you see, I don't have to add additional salt. The everything seasoning does it for me. So now, go in with my onion powder. Just pat that in to the surface, into the crevices, get it all going. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Pat it in, ready the next ingredient. We're going in garlic powder. Okay, sprinkle it, pat it, flip it, and repeat. See how simple that is? As you can see this is why I didn't want to use the packaged seasoning that it already came with. Because I prefer my seasonings very much. I'm going to go in with a little lemon pepper. I've only got a little bit left in here anyway, so I'm just going to use whatever's left. That's cool. Good with that. I've got some Italian seasoning. I'm going with that. Pat that in. Flip it over. Repeat. Pat it in. So from there, I'm now going to go in with some paprika. Go in with the paprika. Provide a nice layer. I'm going to pat it in. Then I'm going to flip. Do it again. Get a nice even layer of coloring. All right. Now I'm going to go in with another one of my secret weapon ingredients. I've got a little bit of seasoning left, this hamon seasoning from Goya. I've got a little bit left. So I'm going to utilize that little bit. If I can get it open. Yep. Utilize that little bit. You don't need too much. So I'm just going to use what's left over. Okay. Toss that out. Pat in whatever came out. Okay. All right. Now I want to top this off a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And when I say a little bit, I mean just a little bit. I'm not trying to douse it here. I just want enough to evenly coat. Some poured to the bottom. So bam, let that sink in a little bit. Ooh, 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 ooh. A little bit, little bit, little bit. Ooh, 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 ooh. A little bit. That should be fine. A little heavy-handed sometimes. Don't mind me. Aren't we all? All right. That looks perfectly coated. All right. I think that my piece of meat is ready. I'm going to go ahead and put it into the crock pot. I've already got the crock pot preheating, so I'm going to go ahead and place this bad boy right here on the side. And then I'm going to line this whole area with my vegetables once I get them cut. I went ahead and took care of the boring part off screen. I handled the vegetables, put it in there. I've got it layered with the red potatoes at the bottom. Then I've got the baby carrots, and then there's a little onion sprinkled about. So now I'm going to go ahead with my chicken stock and just pour it all around the edge. Now this is leftover chicken stock that I had from Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna probably use the rest of it actually. I don't want too much, I want just enough. So I'm tilting it just to give myself an idea of what it looks like. I've only got a little bit left, so I'll go ahead and I will use it. So for the last bit, I'll just douse the pot roast itself. Bam. And there you go. The top on. And I will leave it like this again for about 6 hours. So as you can tell, I'm not really doing too much different with the pot roast this time. I think that the main difference is that I'm just not using my Mississippi pot roast seasoning, and instead I'm using a lot of the same, but I'm also incorporating my new everything mushroom seasoning. So we're going to see how that pairs with the other flavors and the chicken broth. But again, as I said, not too different, but just different enough. And I think all the flavors are going to pair really well with the rice. So let's move on to the rice, shall we?